Welcome to Petrolhead Simracing DTM 2020 series. I'm Adam Stewart, your host, and we are here in Austria at the Red Bull Ring. This track is so much fun to drive. It has some awesome elevation changes that make the corners really challenging. As you can look at the track here, we got 10 turns for these drivers to try to be going around, not make mistakes, and challenge the people in front of them. As we're watching the last of qualifying here, looks like we're going to be having a great group up front. Starting with Tobias Therwolf, who is really set down a pretty good lap at a 119.024 over Christian Kubovic at a 119.099. In row 2, we got Victor and Dirk. In row 3, we have Andreas and Yuri. Row 4, we have Timo and Das. In row 5, Matti and Andy. Row 6, we have Nicholas and Jeff. And in row 7, we have Chris. This is going to be a good one, folks. I can't tell you how excited I am to see this one. We got a championship on the line, 5 points separating the top 3. Let's take a ride here with Tobias around the track. As you can see, he's going to be going uphill into turn 1 here. Gets a nice wide entry. Make sure you don't hit that yellow line on the inside, or yellow curb on the inside. It will upset the car. He's going back downhill here. Not a lot, just a small elevation change, but he's going to be going uphill again here into turn number 3. Again, don't go too wide here, and don't hit that yellow sausage on the inside. Oh, you can see you got a little bit loose there. As you crest this hill, you're going to be going back downhill into turn number 4. In turn 4, you kind of got a lot of room to run out when you're coming out of this turn. Doesn't look like it, but you got a lot of turn because it goes right into turn number 5 as we're still sweeping to the right. And then we're going to turn 6 and 7 to the left here. Still going a little bit downhill. Going to flatten out down here into turn number 7. Turn 7 is tricky because you want to get a good run out of here. This is where you'll see a lot of DRS being used. Going to crest this little tiny hill here, then we're going to back downhill into turn number 8 and turn number 9, and then turn number 10 is another one downhill to the right. Stay off that inside sausage and back down the front straight we go. Another place you'll be seeing the DRS. You got 3 distinct straights here where we'll be using DRS. And that looks like it's going to be it for the qualifying, and warm-up is just about finished. While we're looking at the current points, you can see that Christian Kubovic is just 5 points ahead of second place, and Tobias is just 2 points ahead of third place. So you can see here's what they get for each race. Second race is double the points, but first place is going to be worth 20 points. Second place is 16, and third place is 12 points. So anybody's race here. We could definitely see anybody in the top 3 winning, and if something really drastic happens, somebody in 4th could step up there, but I really doubt it. But that's a look at the points. Warm-up is just about finished. Now would be a great time for you to hit that like button. We've added another feature today. We're adding the track on the right there. Although it's not correct in the practice, it will be when we get into the race, I hope. And we got the speed down here on the right, which is showing the speed of the car that we're watching, what gear they're in, their RPMs. It's quite interesting that it's showing it in miles per hour, not kilometers an hour. But it works. So the track is about 4.3 kilometers, I believe. That's about 2.6 miles. Track's known for many crashes at the beginning of the race. That turn 1 is so treacherous. It's a very wide course. It comes smaller when it gets to the turn. You got this big wide entry as you see here. When you get to turn 1, it actually squeezes down to a thinner area. And you got that hard hairpin, and coming out of here is even thinner than it is on the front straight. Lots of crashes happen right there. So as we get ready to start this race, I want to remind everybody the cars do have launch control, but as we saw with Yuri last week that if the car doesn't get going in front of you, even with that launch control, if they don't move, it's just almost impossible to miss them. Yuri barely touched that car and it spun him and the car around. Both of them went around. But if the car moves, as we saw a little bit further up the line there, I don't remember who it was right this moment, but if both cars move, and even if the first car that's in front there doesn't get a launch, the second car has the time to react. We are on the grid. We are ready to go. It's almost time to mash the gas. And they are off. Boogity, boogity, boogie. Let's get going, boys. They are on the loud pedal. Nice clean start by everybody involved. Dirk is in 4th place here as you see everybody starting to spread out. Hopefully by the end of the first lap everybody be calmed down. I'm sure the nerves are high right now. Cars do have push to pass as well as DRS, the drag reduction system. They don't get it on the first lap, they won't get it till the second lap. They only have a limited amount of DRS. Victor flashing lights, trying to get around Christian. Victor taking a look, deciding not the good time to do it. Look at that, both Christian and Victor on their DRS. You can tell by the wing that you can't see the lettering on the wings. When they get close, oh, who's that? That's Chris. You can see right there the wings pop up. Now you can see the letterings again. Right away, we can see that Tobias is not messing around. He is telling everybody, I'm here. I want to win this championship. If he finishes where he's at, he will be 1 point ahead of Christian at the end of this race if Christian stays where he's at. Victor, who missed a race early on. Oh, Monty Renault goes around. I thought that was Tobias for a moment. Victor, who missed a race early in the season, would be a contender for this championship if he did not miss that race. Right behind him, we have Dirk, who is in contention. Christian taking a look. He's on the DRS, so you can see he's going to overtake Tobias. No problems there. It's a great place. That's the longest straight on the course, which is between turns 1 and turn 3. Turn 2 is just a slight turn to the left. Christian, despite having not won a race all year, is in first place in the points. I believe Tobias has won 2 races this season. That's Victor. He's also won 2 races this season. And Dirk, that is in 4th place right behind him, has also won 2. So of the top 4, only Christian, who's in first right now, has not won a race. Oh, and around goes Victor, all by himself. Did he get touched there? I don't think so. Let's take a quick look. We're going to look down. He's on the inside. thinks better of it. He just over throttled it and ended up spinning himself around. He dropped all the way down to 10th from that little spin. Back to the live action here. Back with Victor. These three up front basically driving right in the position they are in points, first, second, and third. Driving on the track, first, second, and third. Bias with the overspeed with the DRS, thinks better of it. Looked to the inside, just didn't have enough speed. He'll adjust for that next round, I hope. Not next round, but next lap. That was a trial and error right there. A little dress rehearsal. Things will settle down here through 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Probably until they hit at least turn 7, things will stay just the way they are. No real change or attempt to pass. Right here's a good place to throw the DRS. You can see that Tobias did do that. Called that one. They turn down here onto the front straight out of turn number 10, going back down the straight. You can see that both Tobias and Dirk are on their DRS. The wings are down. Monty Renault not having the day he wants to have. That's twice he's spun. Dirk used his push to pass already in this lap. Right out of turn 1 he did it. When using your push to pass, it's a great way just to kind of close a gap, or what it's made for, which is to make a pass. Oh, and around goes Tobias. So unlike him to have a spin like that. How far will he drop back? We saw Victor go all the way back to 10th. Looks like Tobias is going to drop just right down to 7th, right in front of Victor. They find themselves back together. Victor finds himself right behind Tobias again. Right about now, Christian's got to be licking his chops thinking, okay, 2 of my biggest competitors are out. I only got 1 to deal with now. That's Dirk. If Dirk wins this race, it'll put him 1 point behind Christian. And around goes Jeff Ecott. If Dirk wins this race, that's really going to put a spin onto race number 2. Daz Higgs goes around. I think Dirk might be sizing Christian up for a pass here. He's got more than half the race to do it, so he's got time. He might be just biding his time, trying to make a last lap pass. trying to keep Christian from having any push to pass or DRS for the lap. Again, on the right, you can see there's a nice little track map. If you can find your driver on there, look over to the right. You can see where he's at on the track. Dirk is now hounding Christian. The way Christian comes through that area between 6 and 7 just looks like he throws it out to the right to make that left turn. I keep waiting for him to touch the grass and just lose it. Probably because that's what I would do. I'd probably touch the grass and end up out in La La Land hitting a wall or something. Team standings, I know I didn't talk about this week, but Dirk Gretschel and Andreas Wolf are leading that team standings, and they are in second and third. There's probably no way another team can catch them without them dropping out. Dirk took a look on the inside of Christian. Ooh, Christian got a little bit loose right there. Is this a chance for Dirk to get by him? And it looks like Dirk has made that pass. This really makes the points tight now. One little mistake from Christian is all it took for Dirk to pounce like a tiger on a deer with a broken hooven claws. That is not Christian. That's Das Higgs. Back up here with Christian. You can see that he's falling back a little bit. Dirk already has 2 wins. He wants to add to that with a 3rd win of the season. Yeri putting some pressure on Andreas Wolf. Now Yeri is Christian's teammate. See the 2 teams that are leading first and second are up there in the front. First, second, third, and fourth. Joe. Erie's starting to put some serious pressure on Andreas. He's having a phenomenal race up there in 4th place today. If you look in the standings on the left, you can see that Victor has got around Tobias. He's up into 6th place. He's made up 4 of those positions he lost. And Tobias has not made up any. He is still in 7th place. Christian still trailing behind Dirk. He is on his DRS right now. What a race for the lead, folks. We usually don't have them this close the whole time, but man, these 2 guys are putting on a show. like what you're seeing here, hit that like button. Give me a comment. Let's see what you guys got. Tell me how you feel about it. And do you think Christian's going to hold on to the championship? Or do you think Dirk's going to take it here? This is his best chance. He's got to beat him. Dirk can afford to be in second place for this race and then beat him in the next race. You know, he'd still be 1 point. You'd have to beat him by 2 positions. Being 5 points behind him now. If he lost another 4, it'd be 9 points. He'd have to hope that, actually, he'd have to hope that Christian got 5th place or worse. And Dirk would have to win the race. So he's got to beat him both times to really have a chance. And he's doing it right now. He is up front, holding on to that position. He's got 4 minutes plus a lap or so. And we got a couple of the spin bots in the back between Joe and Jeff, fighting it out for 10th place. Christian doing everything he can, using that DRS. Push to pass, trying to get up there. Higgs with a little spin back there. Christian still trying to get up there. He's on his DRS here. He might have the run right here. Going to duck to the inside. He does not. Chooses better of it. Just wasn't close enough coming out at T1 to make that move stick. And here he's on his DRS here. Wing is down. Is he going to make it? He's going to think better of it. Just wasn't close enough. Dirk got that drive out of turn number 3 there. Dirk doing a great job of just staying calm, not letting him get rattled by Christian, not letting him get in his head. Coming down in here into 9 and 10. Christian is falling back a little bit. He is on his DRS. It's going to catch him back up to him. Got to be feeling the crunch now. He knows the time is running out on his DRS. He's close enough this time, folks. Look at that run. My goodness, he was on his push to pass and his DRS. And that's how a textbook pass is made. Well done, Christian. This could be the last lap. That's what I was saying earlier when Dirk was behind Christian, was do it on the last lap. That way the driver behind you doesn't get that DRS until later in the lap. Remember, the leader does not get the DRS, nor do they get the push to pass. As you can see, Christian used it right away to get around Dirk. And Dirk might not have any DRS left. He might have used all of it. Coming around, coming to the finish line here. Looks like it's going to be Christian and Dirk first and second. Andreas Wolf in third. In fourth, we're going to have Yuri. Fifth, Timo. In sixth, Victor. And in seventh, Tobias. Eighth place will be Andy. Ninth place will be Nicholas. And in 10th place, Joe Senna. Here we got Jeff Ecott finishing off his race, coming in at 11th. What a race, guys. And we have another one to go. Second race, as you know, we are going to be doubling the time. We're going to reverse the top 6. All right, so as it stands, this race is just about over. Chris is finally going to get across the start-finish line, bringing it home. Here you can see that Christian Kubovic is in first, Dirk Gretschel in second, Andreas Wolf third, Yuri Kotochville, great race for him, in fourth. In fifth is Timo, sixth was Victor, seventh Tobias, in eighth was Andy, in ninth was Nicholas, and in 10th was Joe Senna. All right, so let's talk about this, folks. To win the championship, Christian just needs to finish in third or better. Doesn't matter what anybody else does. For Dirk to win, Dirk needs to win and have Christian finish fourth or worse. I think actually he's got to have Christian finish fifth or worse. And he's got to beat Tobias by one position. For Tobias to win, he needs to win, have Christian not finish better than 9th place, and Dirk not finish better than 7th. So you can see it's got a big row to hoe there for Tobias. He's up for it. He's done these. We've seen drivers spin. Christian has spun during the year. Dirk spun during the year. We saw Tobias do it today. Now, if someone like Victor or Andreas win the race, it's all going to change. That's where Christian just needs to finish second. And he's going to win this series. Right now, he is 9 points ahead of the race winner. I'm sorry, Dirk, which means he's going to get those points. That's all he's got to do. Actually, I think he could finish third and still win. But, you know, I'm not a mathematician, especially on the fly. As you're watching Andreas drive around here during the second warm-up, if you guys are interested in racing with us, check the link below, join the Discord, come and hang out, see when the races are, join a championship, and let's get you on track. In the meantime, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see some more, leave me a comment for the algorithms, and go get yourself a snack, a drink of water, soda, whatever it is you like to drink, and grab yourself some snacks. Painted M&Ms, maybe some Doritos, popcorn, maybe something healthier like carrots. Ew. Broccoli. Double ew. That's some nasty stuff. Well, that was a heck of a race, folks. And I hope the second one's going to be just as good. I'm sure the drivers are taking their own break. Grab themselves something to drink. I usually drink a lot of water while I'm racing. At least I try to. Sometimes I forget, get too wrapped up into the driving. Let's see if we have another nice clean start like we had in race 1. Victor, who started or finished in 6th in that first race, is starting on the run of the pole there. He's going to have the shot into turn 1 with Tobias on his inside. I'm sorry, not Tobias, Timo on his inside, which is going to be tough for him. Timo's a great starter, and he has a great way of just finding his way to the front and just being hounding people. Not that Victor's no slouch, he's good as well. The countdown has begun. Let's get ready. They are on the loud pedal. Nice clean start by everybody involved. Victor right away starts to squeeze on Timo, not giving him any room to go anywhere. You got Yuri with a great start in 3rd place. Right away, the 3 line up into draft mode. Yuri takes a look to the inside. Thinks better of it. Now he's going to go to the inside on this turn. Victor going around the outside of Timo. Making it stick. Well done. And it looks like Christian has not moved anywhere. Dirk has not moved anywhere. Andreas Wilson not moved anywhere. So it looks like we're still exactly opposite of how we started or finished the last race. Let these guys spread out, get into a groove, and let's see what's going to happen here, folks. Erie taking a look. He might want to do that when he's got his push to pass at DRS. Although he's got to run here. Taking a look to the inside of Timo. Some close racing already. We can see behind him Dirk has already made a move. He's the first one to make up a position. And now Dirk is hoping that he can just get away from Christian Kubovic and maybe get up there into the mix. And if he gets in the front, which it looks like he's going to there, 3 wide going into turn number 3 for the 2nd place position. Dirk trying to get around Yuri. Yuri got around Timo. Ended up giving it up to Dirk. That was some close racing there, folks. Good respect from all 3 of the drivers. Yuri taking a look to the inside again. Yuri's got some speed today, folks. The body's got some wall damage again. Very unlike body to be spinning around and wrecking this much. I'm wondering if maybe something's wrong with maybe his equipment. Andreas Wolf and Christian Kubovic. Christian finally getting past him. Yuri's still running in 3rd position. You can see he's starting to fall back from Dirk. Christian making another pass. That does not bode well for Dirk's chances to win this championship. Victor running away out in front. Little lockup we saw there with Geary. We have an early DNF with Nicholas Campbell. Decided to call it a day early. Up front, Geary still just hanging in there with Dirk. Geary looking at his first podium of the season. Now the two of them, even though they're looking for second position, are actually tracking down Victor, slowly but surely. Victor had jumped out there to almost a 2-second lead earlier, but he's down to under a second now. He does have a lap car in front of him, so it could be that Jeff Ecott, who's the lap car that's in front of him, is upsetting the air a little bit. He's just far enough out in front of him. He's not getting a draft, so it could be hurting the air that is hitting the car. And Dirk is starting to stretch away from Geary and catch Victor. He is actually caught up to him going into turn 3. You hear him on his DRS there. Down here through turn 6 and 7. Timo having a relatively quiet first race, now finds himself in 6th after starting in 4th. I'm sorry, he started in 1st or 2nd. He started in 2nd. Drop back already 4 positions. Looks like Dirk, Greshel, and Dawes Higgs are our biggest movers. And here goes Dirk going for the lead. He's on the DRS. Coming down through turn 2. He's going to get him going into turn 3. Oh, or will he? Victor ducks to the inside, late breaks him. They are side by side going down into turn number 4. And Victor's going to hold that position. That late braking going into turn 3. Just let him hold on enough. But once those guys got to fighting, Geary is caught up to them again. Geary's probably hoping that they do some more of that so he can actually get around them both all in one shot. You see he's on his push pass and on his DRS. Oh, a shot from Victor. Dirk got around him finally. Using push to pass and DRS. Made it so he could get around him. Now Victor's got to worry about Yuri being behind him. He's going to try to pass back around Dirk. And that puts Dirk as our biggest mover with 4. 4 position gain for him. We have another DNF with Jeff Ecott. He has retired. He's probably had enough of this car. Has not been a season he wants to remember. Here you can see that Yuri is on his DRS. Victor is not. Here is Dirk. Dirk does not have it because he is in first place. You can see that Yuri used both his push to pass and his DRS coming out of T1. Victor was on his DRS as well, just could not get up close enough to Dirk to pass him. See when Victor's going to start flashing those headlights. Nose to the inside. Makes it stick. That late braking squeezed Dirk. Dirk gave him the room. They're still side by side. All the while, Yuri is just licking his chops, hoping for something to happen. He just about got it back there in turn number 4. Now let's see what happens coming down this front straight again. Dirk is right on Victor's tail there. He's on his DRS. He's on his push to pass. He's got both going. Here he comes again, ducking to the inside. And again they touch. Victor is not giving any room to Dirk as he's going down there. He's leaving him enough room to stay on the track, but not enough to really make that pass stick. Those little touches slow the cars down big time. And Yuri just sitting there right behind him. And all this fighting has allowed Christian to catch up as well as Tobias. We are about to have a 5-way fight for the lead. We have seen how well Christian has made those passes coming down between turns 1 and 2. So, or I'm sorry, 1 and 3. So let's see if he starts to pick them off one by one. Yuri was the only one. No, Tobias is on into his DRS as well. And there you see Dirk's on his DRS. He's also on his push to pass. Still side by side for the lead. You got Tobias and Christian going back and forth. Yuri with a little bit of a hiccup there. Not too bad, he's still going. Still in third place. He does lose quite a bit of time to the guys in front of him. Victor with that late breaking into that turn number 4 is just putting it to Dirk. Coming down to the start-finish line. Dirk right away goes for his DRS, so does Yuri. and Tobias, all three of them. I think Yuri's going to end up running out of DRS. He uses it like all the time. And you can see that Dirk is on his push to pass, but not on his DRS this round. You can see what a difference it makes to when you have both of them. That extra, basically about 50 horsepower makes a huge difference coming down the straight. That's what you get from DRS. Combine that with that push to pass it, man, you can catch right up. Monty mowing the lawn. Dirk might be catching his breath there and saying, okay, maybe I'm going to do to him what Christian did to me in that first race. I'm going to wait until I got a great chance to pass him, no problems, and then I'll just whip around him and be done with this. So I got 25 minutes left in the race, so he can't be thinking he's going to wait till the last lap to do it. If anything, he needs to get Tobias to get up there and pass Christian, and then he needs to pass Victor. That would give him the championship. If he can get around Victor, he might actually get the championship. As a 10-point difference between 4th place and 1st place. He can win it if Christian stays where he's at, and then Dirk wins the race. Oh, and around goes Dirk. There goes his chance for a championship. He's going to have to hope for both Christian and Tobias to have issues if he thinks he's going to win the championship now. Those hopes just got flushed down in the sand trap. That's all it takes, folks. We've seen Tobias make a mistake. We've seen Victor make a mistake. Now we saw Dirk make a mistake. The only one who hasn't is Christian. He's been driving a flawless race. In the meantime, you got Yuri in 2nd place looking for his first win. Tobias still trying to get around Christian. Christian blocking the inside. Tobias is always one of the fastest guys on track, but I think this car has been an equalizer because it's not an easy car to drive. He has not shown the dominance that you usually see from him. Seems to have come from Christian with his steady Eddie approach. Just not spinning, staying on track. Got his first win today in the first race, but he was leading the points by being steady, staying on track. Still no change at the front as we ride aboard with Yuri there for a moment. Here we have another quiet one, Andy. Just riding along, putting some pressure on Dawes Hicks. Racing all over the track now, folks. This is for 7th position. Andy and Daz just going at it, battling out. Here we got Tobias and Christian. Tobias still trying to find a way around him. He ducks to the inside. He's on his DRS. So is Christian. Christian got that run on the outside. Christian's going to squeeze Tobias a little bit. Tobias will think better of it this time. Tobias probably knows his championship hopes are dashed unless something happens to Christian. And he's still trying to get around Daz Higgs, and they've got trouble because Dirk has caught them from behind. All that fighting has allowed somebody behind him to catch up. Dirk will probably make his way through. So you can see Dirk got around Andy. Now he's going to set his sights on Daz Higgs. Christian has caught his teammate Yuri. I would imagine they've got some communication going on, and if Christian gets there, Yuri probably won't put up too much of a fight, knowing that Christian is going for the championship. See, Yuri did just pull over and let Christian go. That's teammates at your finest right there. I don't think that Yuri would do the same for Tobias. Here's Dirk taking a look at the inside of Daz. Thinks better of it going into turn 4. Sorry, 3. He's got a little inside run here on going into turn 4. Just wasn't quite close enough. Had to hit the brakes earlier being off the race line. It's just a matter of time here. We know that Dirk has got a lot of speed. Right now he's hoping that Christian makes the mistake like he did. Tobias is going to get around Yuri, who spins it. Yuri spins around. how far is he going to fall back? He fell back to 5th. One moment you're looking at a podium, and then this car reaches out and bites you, and the next thing you're looking at, hopefully staying in the top 5. Tough break for Yuri. We are past the halfway mark. We only got 15 minutes left. And this is when the focus, staying focused, staying relaxed. Don't let this get the better of you. Just stay in the game. You already had a 20-minute race. You had a little break, but fatigue does start to set in. Those of you who think that racing is easy have never paid attention. You've got to be an athlete. Even in sim racing, you've got to be in some sort of shape, because if not, you just can't do it. But of course, round is a shape. Dirk has got around Dawes, as Dawes is now starting to fall back away from him. Then you got Andy Narnell and Joe Senna. Andy locked the brakes up hard right there. Back up front with Tobias and Christian, still fighting it out for second place. Neither one of them on their DRS, but it looks like Tobias did use his push to pass just to stay with Christian. Victor once again is pulled away from everybody, although he's starting to lose that to Christian. He was 2 seconds a moment ago. Maybe it was just in that turn, because he's back to 2 seconds again. Tobias just hanging on Christian's back end there. Wants to be as close as he can going into this big long straight between 1 and 3. They're both on their DRS. Oh, Tobias is not. Nor did he use his push to pass. He might be trying to save it, or he might be getting low. Again, Christian on that DRS. With Dirk falling back like he did in this race, and with Tobias falling back in the second race, Christian can give up that second place and be all right. He can finish 3rd or 4th and still win the championship. Not that he wants to do that, but he can. So if things get a little out of hand, he can say, it's okay, I'll let it go. What he doesn't want to do is he can't afford to be spun and wrecked. Timo with a relatively quiet drive today. Started in 2nd, has dropped back to 6th and just held position. Tobias still riding around, not on his DRS. Like I said, he might be saving it for the end, might be out. Don't know. Don't have that count. He was on his push to pass right there. And Christian is dug into Victor's lead. It's now only 0.8. You can see he's using his DRS a lot now. Yuri and Timo getting a little shoulder bump from Yuri there. Yuri looking at a podium finish for the first time this season, was in second place, gave it up to his teammate, and now finds himself all the way down in 6th. And now he's got Dirk behind him. Dirk is just driven away from Daz and Andy. You wonder at the cost of what? Did he use all his DRS up? Catch back up. You can see both Christian and Tobias are on their DRS. Ooh, and Yuri gets sideways again. Drifting that turn number 3. Going into turn 4, they are side by side for 6th place. Dirk on the outside, Yuri on the inside. Yuri gives him plenty of room, good defense. Dirk on that outside just didn't have the grip. Christian caught up to Victor, but he sure hasn't put any moves on him. You can see that Christian is on his DRS. He's trying to get back up to the back end of Victor, which he has successfully done. They are nose to tail now. This fight for first, a 3-way battle between these 3 guys as they're starting to catch Chris Willems at the back of the field. I'm sure Chris will just pull right out of the way. Now the pressure begins. He's going to start pushing Victor, hoping to make him crack. He cracked in the first race when he was behind Christian. Victor, that is. Like I said, the only driver who hasn't spun yet is Christian. He has just been steady Eddie the whole way through. Ooh, started to take a look there, decided better. Decided against it, which lets Tobias come right up behind him. They're both on their DRS and their push to pass. Tobias taking a look on the inside. He is beside him. They are side by side going into turn 3. Not a great position to be in with Tobias out there in the gravel. And now you got Andreas Wolf in the picture. Oh no, that's the 4th car of Christian out front. Chris Williams, I'm sorry. And they are nose to tail, the top 3. You could throw a chamois over them, they're so close. Christian on his DRS. Tobias is not. Victor doesn't have it. Christian using that just to keep up. Almost looked like he may have gotten loose coming out of turn one. And that's all it took for him to use that DRS just to keep up. Again, we saw Victor get loose right there. Victor's going to make him try it around the outside. Victor's got the late braking into that turn down. We saw him and Dirk going at it left and right earlier, and every time Dirk tried to get around Victor, he was on that inside, late braking him, keeping him behind him. Here you got Dirk passing up Yuri. Cut to the inside this time. Dirk learned from what Victor did to him over and over again. Use that inside line. Tobias now within 0.1 of Christian, trying to get that second place. Christian on his push to pass, on his DRS. The overspeed here is where it's going to be taken. That was interesting. I heard the wing early in that, so he might have let off early to not pass him. He's on his DRS here. Daz Higgs with a spin, Yuri with a spin. Yuri dropping back to 9th now. Be careful, he might end up outside the top 10. Time is winding down. Christian's got to be getting worried about this. Worried that Tobias has been putting all kinds of pressure on him. Tobias going to make a move here. He's looking to the inside. No room. Christian on his DRS. He's making his move right here. Right around Victor. Got him on the straight there. But Victor right back at him. Christian ended up wide in that corner. Christian is dying for a second win. Victor's dying for the third win. He will lead everybody in wins if he wins this race. What a race for first place between these three guys. Doesn't get much better than this, guys. This guy's fighting it out to the last minute. Got 2 minutes left, 2 laps probably in the books, and then this race is going to be over. Victor hanging on to that first place. Tobias taking a look on the inside. They're going 3 wide. Ooh, Tobias got a little drifty. And round goes Monty Renault. Victor hanging on in the front like a champ. Christian going to try it on the front straight. That beep you heard is him getting his push to pass. He's on them both. DRS push to pass. So is Tobias. As they're coming down the front straight here. Tobias nowhere to go. Boxed in. He's going to try to jump to the inside of Victor as well. Going into turn number 3 here. He's going to try it around the outside. And they touch! Tobias took the worst of that. Jumped way to the outside. Christian also got sideways, did not get a good turn coming out of there, and Victor back to the lead. They went side by side into turn number 3 or 4 there, and Christian ended up coming out on top. This is it, folks. This is the last lap. Coming around to the finish line, Christian made a last lap ditch effort to make this pass. There's no DRS involved, no push to pass. This is all just straight racing from this point forward, folks. It's coming around turn number 10. Christian, great exit. Breaks the draft. He is going to come in first. A double win for Christian. First time it's happened all season. 2 wins by the same driver. What a finale, folks. As you can see, Christian is burning it down. As everybody else is working on getting to the end, Andy Darnell's going to bring it home in 8th. Here you got Joe Santa coming in 9th. We got Monty Renault in 11th. Your Catastrophe is going to stay inside the top 10 to finally finish. And he gets the track limits on the last turn. And he spins it around. Oh my goodness, is he going to make it across the line? No hood, no engine. I think he's dead right there, folks. Is he going to make it? Here comes Monty Renault. He's going to get around him. The time is shrinking. There's Yuri just sitting in the track. Yuri does not make it across the line. Is he going to end up with a DNF? Well, Christian, he does. He ends up with a DNF. Here's your final standing, folks. Christian Kubic, the first 2-time winner. He won the whole week. He swept the weekend. Victor in 2nd, Tobias in 3rd, Dirk in 4th, Andreas in 5th, Timo in 6th, Das in 7th, Andy in 8th, 9th is Joe, Monty in 10th, Chris in 12th, and then we got our 3 DNFs between Yuri, Jeff, and Nicholas. What a series, folks. I am sure both those wins came at the perfect time for Chris. That's going to give him the championship. My goodness, what a race. Let's take a look at the standings. You can see Christian definitely won that race. He deserved it, won the series. Dirk came in 2nd in that series. And you can see that it was close right down to the end. Tobias and Dirk 1 point apart at the end. Dirk made that last pass right at the right time. Andreas Wolf came in 4th with Victor in 5th. Timo in 6th. Das Higgs in 7th. Andy in 8th. Monty Renault in 9th. Zay Cookie in 10th. And you can read the rest of it as you feel you'd like to. Just hit that pause button and take a look. In the meantime, we're going to take a look at the team results. You can see right off the bat that Dirk and Andreas Wolf finish in first place with 428. There was no way anybody else was going to catch them. And that is your team standings for this season. Great racing. Can't wait to see the next one. In the meantime, why don't you folks hit that like button, hit subscribe, and if you're interested in racing with us, come on, hit that link down there, get into the Discord, get into the races. Let's see you on track. That is going to be it for us today, folks. Congratulations to Christian Kubic for the championship and Zero Force Racing on the team championship. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you in the next series. Stay cool like the other side of the pillow.